the cold shadow of the Carpathian foothills, a noble girl named Aleera was born into a world where emotion was a weakness. Her family, old and respected, valued obedience over love. Her life was a series of lessons: how to sit, how to speak, how to hide her true self. She learned languages with ease and understood the cruel calculus of power, knowing she was not being raised to live, but to be traded. Still, by her mid-teens, her fate was sealed. Her beauty was severe, not inviting, and it kept suitors at a distance. She was married off to a violent nobleman, twice her age, who saw her as little more than a beautiful possession. Her life became a silent, suffocating hindrance. She learned that survival without power was just a slow, agonizing death. It was during these years, reading forbidden texts that questioned fate and God, that she became obsessed with one question: why must humans decay and disappear? Proclaimed her husband, and the news brought not grief, but a terrifying weight. The emptiness inside her was vast, waiting to be filled. Suitors returned, but she refused them all, retreating into a solitary existence. It was in this self-imposed exile that Dracula found her. He didn't come as a monster, but as a cultured aristocrat whose ancient eyes saw right through her. He spoke to her of history as if he had lived it. He never raised his voice. He never demanded. He listened. Aleera felt no fear, only recognition. Here was a being who had escaped the very cage she was just beginning to see. Their conversations delved into mortality, power, and the hypocrisy of the world. Dracula never promised love. He promised continuation. When he revealed his true nature, she didn't recoil. She only asked if eternity could be controlled, not just suffered. His answer was blood. Her transformation was a slow, deliberate ritual. With each feeding, her human life faded, but her mind grew sharper, colder. On the final night, her heart simply stopped when she looked to her. Her reflection was gone, but her mind was finally, truly free. As a vampire, Aleera adapted with astonishing speed. She didn't surrender to hunger, she studied it. Dracula, recognizing her discipline, elevated her above the others. She became the one who trained the other brides, teaching restraint and when to be cruel. Aleera became the silent order within the castle walls. She didn't randomly dot, she chose her victims with purpose. Corrupt nobles, hypocritical priests, arrogant officers. She savored watching their confidence crumble, their authority drain away with their life. She drained them slowly, leaving their bodies posed in a final mockery of their former dignity within the castle. Her loyalty to Dracula was absolute, but it was born of logic, not love. She understood that their survival depended on the structure he provided. Yet, this immortality was its own gilded cage. She could not leave, could not create others, could not exist beyond his shadow. She had power, but with a ceiling she could never break. Her end was as swift and calculated as her existence. When Van Helsing stormed the castle, Aleera met him head-on, confident in her superiority. But for the first time since her transformation, she misjudged the human. The battle was brutal and brief, a stake through the heart, and it was over. There were no final words, only a frozen expression of shock, not at death, but at failure. Her body turned to dust, centuries of discipline erased in a heartbeat. She had escaped mortality and mastered eternity, but in the end, she never truly escaped Dracula. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the lore of Dracula's brides, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit